Hello everyone, Ceri the Crafter here, that's C-E-R-I the Crafter, and I think I've come up with something new. Now, bit of a disclaimer, I've not seen this done by anyone else, however it doesn't mean it hasn't been done by someone else, and if it has and you found the video or found out who did it first, please put it in the comment box below so I can actually give credit where credit's due, and then I'll add their name and their link into my description box. If you look in that corner there's like a grey V or a grey arrow, tap on that and that's in there. So I was playing around with pieces of paper trying to work out a way of adding more journaling space within the journal, and I think I've come up with something new which I'm going to call Ceri the Crafter's Expanding Tag. There you go, just marry that in your brain and let me get on with it and we'll see what it looks like. So first of all, the paper size I'm using here, although you could use any paper size, is a rectangle of paper. Now this to me is copier paper. We call it A4 here in Britain. I think you might call it letter in America, other places in the world. Not quite sure you call it. This is just a piece I've copy dyed. That's that. And then what I've done is I pulled in another piece, and this was white. And I used this as sort of a clean off thing for jelly printing that I was doing. So, and this to me will represent, say you buy a paper pad and you know you've always got bits in the paper pad you don't really like. This is what I'm using because some of the less expensive paper pads are white on one side and patterned on the other. So it'll all make sense once you see it all done. So I'm going to do both of these side by side so we can see what the difference of the end result is. So let's put that to one side of that. So I have my rectangle of paper. There isn't really an inside or an outside on this one, so no need to worry about that. We'll do that when we look at the other one. So I'm going to take it height-wise and I'm going to fold it in half. So effectively for me, I'm turning an A4 into an A5. So try to get it as accurate as you can. I like to use a bone folder just to make sure that I've got nice sharp edges on that. Then I like to take a ruler just so I've got a rough idea of how long that is. So if I say 2.5, so just over 2.5 inches is I think what I need to do. So if I just, now some of you may be able to eyeball this. I pretty much need to just play around until I find it's the right size. I'm trying to make this into 3 equal or as close to equal as I can get. So you can see I want it to be that equal, so I'm going to give a pinch there so know that's roughly where that needs to be. And I'm going to smooth that one down, and then I'm going to fold the other one over to make sure the edges meet. And it is quite important that the edges meet on all of this. So let's just do that. And as you've seen, I do use my bone folder on all of the edges so they're nice and flat. So I'm going to put that to one side and just look at the same process with our faux or fake patterned pad paper. So I'm going to use this. I want to make sure that this is downside and the inside, which is white, is on the inside of my folds. So hopefully that makes that nice and clear. So there you go. I'm not sure I cut this very straight to start with. I must have cut this on my guillotine at some point to trim off edges, but I'll deal with the edge in a minute. So now I know it's roughly the same size as this, so I can just give it a bit of a fold and then fold the other side over and see how far off I am. Now because it's got acrylic paint on it, it's a little bit stiffer. So I'm thinking this is more likely to represent a paper that's heavier than copier paper. Lay that across the other side. No, need to redo that. Now you could always trim your paper down to a measurement that is equally divisible by 3 to be able to do this. And in hindsight, I could have done that, but you know what? I'm not bothering. So let's put that down there. So there you go. So I've got it folded in 3. As I said, this edge is a bit wayward for me, so I'm just going to trim that off, and that's purely my cutting in the first place. So just take that off a little bit. I don't want it to be too short. Right. Okay, so we've now got the foundation of this. Now this is where the fun starts to begin, but we need to remember where things are. This, the bottom edge, is all open all open. I've left the folded edge at the top. So now I'm just going to do a little quick bit of collage work. I would if my glue wasn't rolling all over the board. And I'm going to pretty these up a bit because I need to do this before I do the next step. So just going to bring in some book page and things like that. I'm not really thinking about aesthetics on this because you're all artists. You will decorate as per the theme that you're working for or the journal you're working in. So I'm just going to quickly collage these up because it works better to collage at this stage of their development. So hopefully you're all doing okay out there. Life here is a bit busy. That's good. I'd rather be busy than sat on my butt doing nothing. Thank you to those of you who are loving the coffee with Ceris that I'm putting out there. They seem to be hitting a very nice responsive note. I'm loving that. It seems that I'm not the only person who thinks the way I think in the world, so we're quite happy with that. Right, I can go into the scrap area. Let's see what else I want. Well, there's a scrap. I'm literally just dipping into my scrap bucket and pulling pieces out at this point. So, because we don't need this video to be a million miles long. So what generated this idea? Purely because when I do journals, I want to make sure that everything in the anyone having the journal, depending on its use, has space to journal within it. I know that sounds a bit quirky because every journal has journaling space, but sometimes your memories take up more than just maybe the size of a tag, size of a journaling card. It just needs to be a little bit more, and most journals that I've seen anyway are normally about 8.5 inches tall by maybe 6 inches wide. Just as a ballpark, that's sort of a general size. And once you put a bit of ephemera on that page, how much space do you actually have left for journaling? Unless it's a completely blank journal page. Right, don't want any of that in there. I might in a minute. Let's put that off. I mean, I don't mind this because it's already got stuff on it. So just try to do a quick little exercise in basically a bit of scrap busting for a start. Let's just tear that off there. There we go. Bit of scrap busting and making something new at the same point. So let me just, I think I'll put that across there. Let's take a little more of the paint. Actually, do I want to leave that as it is? Actually, don't mind that as it is. Let's stop there a second because I'm going to add some ephemera anyway. Now, for the coffee dyed one, I'm definitely going to do the edges. Although this isn't essential at all. It depends on what you're doing. This video is purely just about showing you how to construct one of these things, not necessarily giving you, oops, drop the sponge, Griffiths, giving you any design hints or tips for this. I just want to make sure we've got a finished product that actually looks quite nice. And don't forget, guys, there's always washi and stuff you can add. So just for instance, let's take a little bit of washi from here. So I like washi. I use washi quite a lot in stuff I do, as some of you will already know. I do, however, not trust washi, so I tend to use a glue stick on it, purely because I don't trust the stuff. It's fabulous, but it doesn't mean it always stays where it's put. Let's put you down by there. There you go. So just showing I can put anything I want on this page. Right, let's move those up just fractionally. Right, let's have a little look through the ephemera book. Actually, no, there is another step first. So I tend to take an existing tag to do the next bit. Although I do have, oh, there it is. I was wondering where it was. I do have one of these, which is like a credit card or an old store card where I've cut different angles I can use. In fact, I might use that today. I thought I'd lost it, to be honest with you. Alternatively, you can just completely eyeball it, which is how I'll show you to do it as well. So let's deal with this one first. So I'm going to take my, what size angle do I want? That's quite a sharp angle. So I'm doing this. Remember, the folded edge is at the top. I'm going to cut. I turn it over just because I want them to be equally distanced. I cut, so that means I've got uniform angles. Now let's do this another way that I've seen lots of crafters doing, which I actually like as well, is I will just cut that off, then I will pick that up, hold it in place on the other side, and then use that as my template to cut the other angle. And then I get equidistant angles again. So let's pop that over there in the bin. Let's just give it a bit of vintage photo on those new cut edges. So basically we've got our tag shape here now. So let's bring in the ephemera book and have a little bit of look and see. I just want to do something really quick so that we're not spending hours and hours doing this. Oh, I've got a butterfly that fits in there. Right, maybe we'll put a butterfly in that one. This little butterfly decided it was jumping out. Now, anyone who knows me knows I struggle with stickers, so it could take me a few hours to actually get that one off its backing. Oh, there's some butterfly tea cards. Forgotten I had those. Oh, it's almost exactly the right width, but I'll right it up and down and not side to side. So I'll go in there. Right, I'll turn the page, Griff. Let's see, I've got some of these little labels that I made. There will be a video on how I make these, so actually I might use that one on there. I quite like the look of that one. So just using bits and pieces. What else do I want? I'm wondering. I'm actually thinking that needs the butterfly instead of that. I'm sure that might not be the right thing to put on there now. Now I'm looking, oh, actually, there's a dark one. Let's put the dark one on there. And ironically, it's got bits of black in it as well. So loving that. That's the good thing. If you always make a stash of things, it always gives me more choices. Want one of these? I hadn't thought of putting a bird on one. Oh, there's more butterflies. Why aren't they in the other category, Griffiths? You know, I so need to sort out stuff. Are you like me? You're one of these people who just dump stuff in places? Yeah, that'd be me. Right. Do I want some tickets on there, maybe? I wonder. No, that's not right. I'll come back to that. There's something here I just need. Oh, actually, I forgot. I bought in tins of labels from other people as well. So let me just get the bits down that I actually like so far. Put that to one side. Let's bring this one in and slide that one out. So we know like this. I mean, I could have done that on sticker paper when I created it, but I didn't. So it's just a bit of glue stick on that one. I'll pop that up there. See if I can get it straight for once. Right, here we go, guys. Ceri and his sticker problems. Oh, I did it. Yay! Ceri did it. I'm not very good with stickers. So I will stick that by there over that join, just because that's what's appealing to me. Do I need anything else on there? I probably do. I'll come back to it with a label. So this one, I want to put a little bit of vintage photo on the side of this, just to take off an unevenness around there. Again, going to come in and put a bit of glue on the back of that. Of course, you can go as elaborate or not with these as you wish. I mean, I don't need to teach you how to decorate. You're all talented artists. You can do this thing. This obviously needs something there. What's stuck on there? This obviously needs something there. So let's bring these back in again. Now, let's have a little bit of a look-see, right? These are some stickers from Mackie Stamps. I don't mind that, actually. I think I need a little sticker for this one. I had a little one a second ago. No, actually 2 butterflies on there is the wrong choice, but I quite like that one, so let's leave that sat there. Mushrooms, do I want mushrooms? No, I don't want mushrooms. Let's use some of Tracy Fox's labels, but let me get this on here first, just so I can see what I'm playing with. And I don't need to put glue on the back because it's a sticky label. Let's put that to one side. Right, I think, let's get a clean page or else I'm going to be putting glue on the fronts of these. Now these are actually sticky labels from Love Junk Journals or Tracy Fox. and I like that right in the middle of there. They come as a digital, and Tracy does have several digitals on these lovely labels, and I've pretty much bought all of them, I think. So I find them incredibly useful. So I will try and put a link to Tracy's Etsy products in my description, but knowing me, I'll probably forget. So if not, go to Etsy, and once you're in Etsy, look up Tracy Fox or Love Junk Journals, and you'll find lots of ephemera in there, which I love, love, love. So no pun intended, but I do love Tracy's Love Junk Journals. Right, I'll pop some of these in here. Okay, I'm not far off. I'm thinking there needs something, and I'm thinking there needs something. And these two little somethings I think are going to be the somethings I need. So let me just, right, the oval one, I like the look of there. And the round one, I'm just going to pop in up there. There you go. Right, so as you can see, just thrown together some really, really quick tag decorations. I wasn't trying for rocket science. I was just trying to demonstrate a version. So anyway, now why have I called them expanding tags? Because this, okay, example. This is my current journal, the one I'm working on at the moment for me personally. So if I can find a space in here that actually suits the bill. Is that okay? Right. Just turn that over. So this is a tuck spot. So I could quite easily now take the tag and stick it in there. Okay. I could put it in. I've got a pocket here somewhere. Okay. I could easily slip it into a pocket as well. So you get the idea. Just general junk journaling procedures. However, the joy of this is when this tag comes out, look at the amount of journaling space this person has got, and all that's decorated is that. So if there's a bigger story they want to write or a bigger memory, they can do that. Also, if you look, it's naturally sectioned. I could maybe do journaling for a week or more, and it's something that I can keep in a traveler's notebook. And when I come to this one, and this is the one that's got the jelly printing on it, it's decorated on the outside, but look, I've got all of that space on the inside. So as I said, I think I might have just come up with something new. I'm not 100% certain, but I'm quite willing to guess that I might have done. If so, I'm calling these Ceri the Crafter's expanding tags. I love this idea. They don't take a lot more room than one that's fully decorated anyway. If you keep it to one sheet of paper and not craft card, that's not a lot of bulk to put in your journal. So that's what I've done today. So I will look out. I'll be making more of those for myself. Remember, this can be coffee dyed. It can be white. It could be patterned. It could be cabbage dyed, it could be avocado dyed, it can be anything you want. It's a great way of using up spare bits of paper. Now there is a downside if you are using, so I'm trying to get one, if you're using a page out of a book, you're going to have to put something on the back because you can't journal on top of that. If you do that, that means your paper is going to be thicker, so just be aware of that one, okay? But yes, so one more time, Ceri the Crafter's expanding tags. Hopefully you liked it. I loved it. I'm looking forward to using them. I'm going to sit down actually and make a whole stash of those because they're so useful. I can do them and not decorate the front. I could just decorate it as and when I need. So that's enough from me. This is my social media links. You're already on that one. So love you to follow me, like me, share me, anything you wish me on any of those. I will try and get Tracy Fox's Love Junk Journals, I'll link to her labels in the description box. As I said, it's down there. There's a little grey V. Click on that. It should be in there. Also, if you go to my website, within probably the next 2 or 3 weeks, there's a section there called Ceri Recommends, and you'll see Tracy Fox's labels arrive in there, and there'll be a link directly to her Etsy shop for her at no cost to you and no benefit to me, except I'm just sharing people I love. Okay, so that's enough from me. This is Ceri the Crafter, that's Ceri the Crafter, saying goodbye. Bye-bye now.